Warrington. I'm a 9-star diamond coach with Team Beachbody, and today we're going to be talking about three-way calls, why we do them, and how to do them. This is a very important topic, so I want to make sure we covered it. This was not part of Coach Basics, but I'm adding it to it because I think it's extremely important. So let's get started, and let's say, so why do three-way calls? Well, first of all, they give a new coach, any coach really, but they give like a brand new coach instant credibility when prospecting and recruiting. When you're a new coach, you don't know a lot. You're just kind of learning. You're getting started, and this is the best way for you to get instant credibility with your prospects. You're also showing your prospect how simple the business really is, and I'll get into that as we go through the presentation. It can also be used for welcoming a new coach who has already signed up. So let's say you have a coach that you've already brought into the business and you want them to meet one of your other uplines, a diamond, star diamond, something like that. What this does is allows you to have that, here again, get that, welcome that new coach and let them be introduced to some of their upline leaders. And you can also use like a three-way call if you're doing like a group call, like I do with my online homeparty.com system. You just go there and check that out, and what it is, it's a three-way call essentially, but what it is, I set up a special webinar for let's say you invite all your prospects to the webinar, and then on the day of the webinar, you actually open the webinar. I've given you my edification script. You start the webinar, and then you basically edify me, turn the call over to me. I do the presentation, and then when I'm done, I turn the call back or the webinar back over to you and your guests, and then you basically close out the call and do a call to action for, tell them to go to your website, go to email you, contact you, whatever. Really good system, so make sure you check that out. It's a very efficient use of three-way calling. So the secret to effective prospecting lies in basically three simple things, and it's piquing a prospect's interest. You get them to some kind of a presentation, and then you get them on a three-way call, and that's what we do. My wife and I have been in the network marketing profession since 1992, and we do the exact same thing then that we did now, or that we do now, and that's doing this little three-step process, and we do that over and over and over. And we do it over and over again, and what's what we call in the profession, it's called mastering the mundane, but it's not too bad to get to build yourself a great business. You do it all from the comfort of your own home, so it's really cool. And it's so simple to do. Even this little guy here in the picture, he can do this process. So, of course, he has to check with his parents first, of course, right? Okay, so tools for piquing a prospect's interest. So lots of great tools we have, and the first one I'm going to share with you, some of you probably already know about this one. It's Eric Worre's book, Go Pro 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. You can get it at his website, networkmarketingpro.com. Costs about $10. You can also get it on Amazon. Todd Falcone's little book, a little black book of secrets, and you can go to toddfalconescripts.com. He actually has, if you go to that website, he actually has you can download some of his scripts, and he has a pretty nice about 25-minute training video that he walks you through. And that's, I'm going to probably tell you to start there because it's also a free resource, and you can literally get that right away and download it without having to wait for a book or anything. And then what you want to do after you've read through some of these scripts, you want to kind of personalize them. You want to make them your own. And so you kind of want to edit them and to your own personality style. And then what you want to do is you want to practice them. So you don't want to just kind of like read them and then go do it. You actually want to practice the scripts you can do it with the coach that brought you into the business. You can do it with any of your upline. You can do it with a downline coach, frankly, a success partner. You can even do it with a spouse or a friend, and frankly, you can even do it with a cross-line coach. We have several friends that are not part of our Team Beachbody organization, and they're in other organizations, and I've done three-way calls for them to help them out. So it's not a problem. So that's how you kind of give back and really help your business grow, because they'll do the same thing for you. So don't let out cross-line coaches. And the other way you can do it is you can practice your scripts with a prospect. And you're probably going, what are you talking about, Blake? Well, you can do this. This is actually a technique where you're actually, it's actually a prospecting technique. And what you're essentially doing is you're going to ask your prospect, let's say your prospect is one of your best friends and you want to share your Team Beachbody business with them. What you're going to do is you're going to basically say, hey, John, I just started a new business with a company called Team Beachbody, and I have to kind of go through a couple different scripts and that I'm going to be doing on the phone and things like that. What I'd like you to do, if you don't mind, would you mind, bouncing, I'll do my scripts and then you can bounce off me, and then that way I can kind of get used to some of the things that might come up. And then hopefully your friend will do that for you. And then essentially what you're doing when you're doing the scripts, you're actually not presenting, but you're actually piquing your friend who's helping you in the business. So it's kind of a technique that's been around for a while. Go ahead and give it a try. It does work, and you might get when they're practicing with you, they may take interest in your business and may want to know a little bit more. So after you do that, step 2 is we want to get them to the presentation. Now, this is what's really important. You never want to try and explain the business yourself. You never want to be like in a parking lot, grocery store, really anywhere. You want to be a coffee shop. You don't want to be the one trying to do the presentation. Because why? Especially if you're new, you might say the wrong thing. You might end up saying too much, and then they get kind of bored or something. And you may not say enough, and you may not say the right things. And and the big thing is it's not duplicatable. You really want to keep this business as duplicatable as you can, and doing that is not duplicatable. And think about this. I mean, I've had people that go, oh my God, I'm a fantastic presenter. I've been a corporate presenter for years and years and years, and I can do this really good. It's like, well, no, that's what you don't want to do, because if you do that and you're doing this amazing presentation all by yourself, flip charts or however you might want to be doing it, or showing screenshots on your phone, then the prospect is going to think they have to do the exact same thing, and you're going to scare them off. And they're going to be thinking, oh my God, this guy's like an amazing presenter. I could never do anything like that. And then they end up saying no. So that's why you always want to let the tools do the presentation for you. So what kind of presentations do we have as a Team Beachbody coach? Well, you have the 7-minute introducing Team Beachbody online video. There's also probably 1 or 2 other videos on there. So you can just email them that video, and typically I might send 1 or 2 other videos, like a P90X. Maybe if I have an idea of what they might, if the program they might want to be taking a look at. So I might send them a success story from P90X or T25 or 10-minute trainer or something like that. Think about who the person is and send them 2 or 3 different videos. Just so you get better of a chance. They might recognize the brand and things like that. The commercials. So you can send them the promo videos for P90X or T25 from the commercials and stuff, and then they'll go, oh yeah, I've seen that on television, and give you that instant kind of credibility there with all the Beachbody advertising that they do. The other thing you can do is you can drive them to a local business opportunity presentation, and what I mean by drive them means you pick them up. That's how you guarantee 100% that somebody's going to show up at a meeting. So if you have a coach in your area that's doing live presentations weekly, monthly, or whatever, then get your people plugged into that. If somebody's doing a Super Saturday, get them plugged into that. And that's where you can do, and here again, you want to be the one driving them to that meeting. If there's not somebody doing a meeting in your area, then maybe you should consider doing a meeting and be the one that does the meeting. So think about that. You can send them a link to a live or recorded webinar. We do webinar business opportunity presentations all the time. We also record them, so they're out there on my YouTube channel, and it's a little bit longer presentation because I get a little bit more in depth. So you could send them to one of our live ones, or if a coach, you have one, then you can set up your own webinar, and that kind of starts branding you and giving you credibility. So something to think about. You can hand them a DVD, Shakeology sample, and or a brochure. So you can buy the presentation videos from Beachbody, and if you can afford it, then put a sample over to Shakeology in there. Get some a product catalog, a brochure, whatever you can afford. Put a little package together. It's called a decision pack, and you can then hand those out. Back in the quote unquote day in '92, before all the advent of social media and online videos and stuff like that, we literally had 10 VCR tapes and played at all given time. We were just passing them out to people, and obviously things have changed a lot when I'm mentioning videos. But anyway, so that's another option you have for you. So you can see these are all ways to to present your Team Beachbody business. Of course, I already mentioned this, but you can go to onlinehomeparty.com and you can do presentation that way using basically the system that's there. So just check that out. And then when you do get them, let's say somebody is interested and they do want to watch your presentation, whatever that is, you want to get them to commit when they're going to watch the presentation, because if you just send them a link to, let's say, the Introducing Team Beachbody video, and you say, here's the link, well, they may not, there's no sense of urgency for them. So you want to get them to commit while you're on the phone with them. So you want to say, hey, Bob, when do you think you can watch this minute? It's only about 7 minutes long, or maybe 15 if you add a couple other videos. So you can tell them that, when do you think you'll be able to watch the video? Do you think you can get it done by tomorrow or the next day? And you can maybe mention, do you think you can get it done by Friday or Saturday if today's Thursday? Or you can even put a little bit of pressure for, can you get it watched tonight? The other thing you can do is you can say, do you have 7 minutes right now to watch the video? I'll send you the link, and then I'd like to get back with you and get your questions answered. It's another thing you can do if you want to do that. So it's really up to you how you want to get the presentations to them. Then if they say, okay, yeah, I think I can watch this. Let's say today's Thursday, and they say, yeah, I think I can watch it by tomorrow night. It's Friday, and I'll have it done by then. And you go, okay, cool. So okay, Bob. So here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to get back with you. So I'm real busy, just like I know you're a real busy guy. Why don't we set a time when I can get back with you and basically get your questions answered? So you watch it Friday, so would Saturday morning or Saturday or Sunday afternoon or work better for you? So here again, you want to kind of give them like a two-choice close. You want to set up a couple dates and times for them. You don't want to leave it open-ended because they may say, well, no, I don't really want to do that. You want to kind of, here again, push it along a little bit further down the road for them and get them to commit to a time when they're going to do that. So hopefully this is all making sense to you so far. So important, if you're going to have to get three-way calling from the phone company if you don't have it. Now I know a lot of people are working on cell phones. Make sure you go through that training a couple times on how to with your phone company. So you want to basically, after you get that date confirmed with your prospect, you want to also call your upline or whoever the expert you're going to use is, whether it's Crossline, Upline, Star Diamond, whatever, that's going to be your expert for you to do the three-way call. They're the ones that are going to be doing the explanations and everything. You're just going to do an introduction, so I'm going to show you, and then you're going to basically just let them do everything, and you'll see how this works. So you want to make sure that after you've got that date and time set up, you want to have typically a couple people that are identified that are going to be leaders for you and do calls, because somebody may not be available. So you want to have 2 or 3 people ideally, if you can, that you have like on your list, so you can call them up and say, hey, I got a prospect I'm going to be getting back with on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. Are you available for a 3-way call? And just get that lined up right away. And you also want to get their edification script. If they don't have one, they should. Most of them do, because they want to basically have you edify them on that 3-way call. I have an edification script, and I hand it to somebody, and they simply just either read that, practice it a couple times so it sounds natural. So on the day of the call, you want to that you're going to call your prospect, you want to definitely, or the night before, if it's going to be an early morning call, you want to get with your upline again to make sure that they have that time blocked up, because what they're going to do is they're not going to be on the phone with you initially. You can do that if you want to. People have done that. It can be a little bit of a surprise for somebody, so it's really, here again, how you want to build your business. But essentially, you could do one or two things. You could call your prospect back and have your upline expert already on the phone. I prefer to call them back and then get to do a proper introduction, have the expert on the call him in to the call, the 3-way call. So you just want to make sure you get with your upline, whoever's going to be doing the call with you in your Team Beachbody business. You want to make sure they're available. Remind them, hey, we've got a call tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Just reminding you. So what you're going to do next, then, you're going to call the prospect at the agreed upon date and time, and you're going to, hopefully you ask them if they got a chance to watch the presentation, and hopefully they said yes. Now, I'll be frank with you, sometimes they don't, and it happens, and that's why you just got to reschedule it. You got to say, okay, well, I know you're a busy guy, but do you think you could get it watched? And it's Saturday, 10 o'clock. Do you think you could get it watched sometime today or maybe tomorrow, Sunday? And then reschedule that call again. So that does happen, just so you know. So then, let's say they said, yeah, watch the presentation. Then you're going to ask them 1 thing only. You're going to ask them, what do they like best about what they saw? And the whole reason for that is if you sit there and go, what'd you think? They're going to go, they could tell you something maybe negative, but what you want to do is get something positive out of them they got out of the video or whatever presentation. Everybody's going to have a different something that resonates with them. Some people are looking for money. Some people, making look part-time money. Some are looking to replace their job because they hate their job. Some people are looking for maybe they make good money already, but they don't. They're tired of working 60-hour weeks and things like that. So everybody's going to resonate with something. Somebody's going to, there might be the physical, the workouts that they see and things like that, the branding. So that's why you just want to ask them, what did you like best about what you saw, and then write that down or make a mental note about that, because that's what you're going to use that when you're introducing your upline or your expert. And here again, do not try to explain anything, especially if your prospect starts asking questions. So just like you don't want to be doing the presentation anywhere yourself, you also don't want to be the one answering the questions, because that shows them that, wow, you're pretty smart if you are, and you know how to answer a lot of these questions. Then they're going to think they have to do that. So that's why you want to do the three-way call and bring in your expert. So you're just basically a traffic cop showing them which way to go. Here, watch this presentation, let's get on a call. And then they're seeing how simple the business is, because you're just directing them to different places. And then you also want to just explain that you're new to the business. So let's say they say, yeah, I love the video, or I just watched it. And then you go, what did you like best? So they're going to tell you something they liked. And then you're going to go, well, you probably have some questions, Bob, so here's what I'd like to do. I'm pretty new to the business right now, so what I'd like to do is get you on the phone with my upline sponsor who brought me into the business, and then say a few things about that person. You don't have to go through the whole edification script. You can just say, this person, he brought me into the business, and he's a six-figure per year income earner. They've been in the business for 6-7 years. They're really successful. He had lost a job, and Beachbody is what all they do now. Blah blah blah. So you just want to kind of give them something that's going to kind of entice them to want to talk to your sponsor. So this is how this does work, though. So if you were to just do this yourself, this was kind of what the scenario would be looking like. You'd be the one doing the presentation. If you didn't use the video, which isn't going to work, then you'd be the one answering the calls, and you'd be all, especially if you're new, you're going to be all nervous, and you're not quite sure what you're doing. You're not sure how to answer some of the questions that you might get, so you're going to get, basically, you might end up losing somebody, a prospect that because you just couldn't answer the questions properly. So if you bring in, in this little drawing here, you bring in your upline, crossline, whatever expert, your Beachbody, Diamond, Star Diamond, whatever coach, you bring that person in. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get on this three-way call, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to introduce and edify your upline coach to the prospect. So you're going to read that edification script that your upline coach gives you. Ideally you want to kind of read it a couple times so that you kind of got it down and you're not reading it word for word and it sounds like you're reading it word for word. So you're first going to do that on the call, and this is how simple this is for you as the coach that's with you when you bring somebody in. Then you want to introduce your prospect to your upline coach. So, and you want to say something about what that person's done. I'll explain that here in a minute. And then what happens is your upline Diamond or Star Diamond or whoever your expert is going to answer your prospect's questions. So that's it. You do that and you're done. So what have you done now up to this point is you've piqued somebody's curiosity using some great scripts that you have. You have then got them to some kind of a presentation that you did not do yourself. And now you set up a three-way call, and now you're just going to sit back, relax, but you're going to pay attention to what your upline says to the prospect and to your prospect, and I'll explain that here in a minute too. So that's how simple that is. I mean, how simple is that? And what you're showing your prospect now is that, wow, all this guy did was talk to me about this business he's got. He showed me a presentation that, in a link in an email or DVD, and then he's getting me on the phone with this guy. He's just like not doing much. Anybody could do that. So you're showing him how simple the business actually is by just doing this three-way calling system that we have and has been around for a long time. So make sure you practice connecting three-way calls a few times with family and friends. So these are just some helpful tips. If you got a cell phone, just make sure you go through that a few times so you know how to do it properly. If you got a home phone like I do, landline, I've always been told by my mentors to always have a landline, because if you're doing three-way calls, sometimes they get dropped and things like that. So typically your home phone's going to be a little bit better with connections. So we do everything through our standard home phone. as I'm talking right here, right now. You want to practice your reading your upline expert's edification script, like I already told you. And then you want to tell your upline something about the prospect. So while you're doing the introduction, you don't want to just say, hey, expert, or hey, John, prospect. This is my upline. His name's Bob. Bob, this is my prospect, Mark. And then just not say anything. And trust me, that's happened before, and it's really hard to get the call going, because what you want to do, you want to tell your upline something about the prospect, like this little paragraph here. You want to say, hey, Mike, you're upline expert. I have John Smith on the line, and he wants a little more insight into the Team Beachbody business. John's a real down-to-earth guy. He likes watching and playing basketball. He likes to help people, too, and he's married with 2 small kids. John watched the 7-minute Team Beachbody introduction video last night, and he told me he really likes the fact that he could earn some extra income part-time working from home. So I thought you could give him a few minutes of your time and answer some of John's questions. Now, of course, it doesn't have to be exactly like that, but you want to give your upline something that they can go off of. You want to give them some conversation points that they're going to start, because after you're done with this introduction, you're done, and it's your job to just sit back and listen, and you don't say anything. It's really up to your upline expert, and what you're going to have is your upline expert is going to basically, he's going to, he or she is going to answer all their questions. Now, what this does for you, this is what makes this so great, is he or she is going to be answering all the questions that your prospect has, and what this is going to do is you're actually being trained now. And after 2, 3, 4, 5 times or so, whatever it is you do in these 3-way calls, you're going to just hear, you could do the introductions, and then you're going to be quiet and listen. And after a while, you're going to be sitting back there, and you're going to start hearing repetitive questions that your prospects ask. So there's probably 5 or 10 questions that are, general that people ask. Is this pyramid scheme or whatever, they come up with, this one of those Amway things, and your upline expert's going to hopefully answer that properly. And then what's going to happen is you're just sitting there and you're getting trained. And that's what makes this so cool. Because like I said, after you do this for 3, 4, 5 times, you're now going to become an expert yourself for your organization. So, and why do these work so well? Well, your upline expert has typically, hopefully they've been in the business for a while, and they've gone through all the Beachbody trainings. They've got experience in the Beachbody business, so they're comfortable, confident, maybe, especially if they're a diamond. They've had to do a lot of work already, and hopefully been doing through calls. Hopefully they'll be able to answer all your prospects' objections, and here again, and then you're getting trained, so that makes this work really good. And hopefully maybe your upline expert's making some okay money, because that'll help if they're saying, hey, I'm making $400 or $500 a month, I'm earning a 6-figure, I'm earning whatever that is. That's going to help them go, wow, this is something that's real. So, and while you're listening to recalls, like I said, you're getting trained. And at the end of the call, so the upline, basically after he's done finishing with your prospect and they've answered the questions, what I typically will do is go, so John, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch the video and connecting with me. It was great talking with you. Here's what I'm going to suggest. You sound like you're interested, and here's the great thing about our company is you can buy what we have called a challenge pack, and it's one of our fitness programs coupled with one of the most amazing shakes you could ever imagine. And you can buy one of these packs, and Bob here will teach you how to do that when you get back with him here, and he'll show you how to go through that sign-up process. And so here's what I love about our company is that you have 100% money-back guarantee, so you're literally at no risk. You got a full 30 days to kick the tires in the business, to try the workout programs, and you can literally drink the whole bag of Shakeology. It's a month's supply, and if you don't like it, you can get all your money back. So I don't know too many other businesses out there where you can get started for a relatively inexpensive cost, and where you can basically have 100% money-back guarantee if you don't like the business, if you don't like the workouts, or you don't like the shake that we have. And then, so what I'd like to do is, get back with Mike here, and he'll show you how to sign up, like I said, and get you started, and then I edify the coach at that point and say that he's an up-and-coming leader, and we look forward to working with you, and it's whatever you want to come up with, something similar along those lines. So that's what I do when I'm doing the 3-way call for a coach. And here's the nice thing is 3-way calls are system dependent. This is kind of like a system. It's not people. It's not based on one person doing everything. You have a nice little system here that's showing a prospect how simple and easy the business is. 3 simple steps. You get them on 3-way calls. You do the presentation thing. It's just that. It's a simple system. It's showing them how to do this because they're going through the process, and then you're getting trained. So it becomes a really good system for helping you build your Team Beachbody business. Now, about ready to close up here. So the following factors are going to, frankly, this is going to show you, now that you understand 3-way calls, the following factors will going to determine your ultimate success. And that's going to be how many prospects are you talking to each week, month, or day. You know the rule, invite, right? So you got to be doing that, because if you don't get people inviting them to watch presentations and or piquing their interest, then you're not going to be doing 3-way calls. You got to get that prospecting level up to a pretty big number if you want to have the success you're looking for. Now your success, because if you know this, is also going to be determined by how many 3-way calls you are doing each week. So how many calls are you doing? How many new prospects are you getting to a presentation and then getting them onto a 3-way call with your upline every week? And then lastly is going to be, as you start to grow and build your business, is how many 3-way calls are you doing as being the expert for your organization? So this is kind of going to be what is going to lay out how successful you are with your business. If you're not getting prospects on the 3-way calls, you know, it's just not. You could do it, but it's going to be a lot tougher for you. So that's what I want to say today. You know, I hope you enjoyed the presentation. So make sure you share this with coaches on your team. Make sure you start using everything you've learned here. And thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it. And we'll look forward to seeing you on one of our other trainings. Thanks a lot.